There's a crazy amount of growth happening in the startup ecosystem. And one of the challenges that you see with this kind of hyper growth is that the teams end up working in silos. So how do you really cut through this? As a product leader, how do you really navigate through this silo and create a common product culture across the org? Well, there are no right or wrong answers, but there are perspectives, and that's what this podcast is all about. I asked this question to Praful Poddar, who has worked with companies like Snapdeal, OLX, etc. And Praful shares some interesting perspective based on his experience working in such a hyper growth system.
So it's definitely a very practical problem, and I think in my observations, companies that are scaling really fast at times you can adopt the philosophy of throwing people at the problem. So you hire a lot of people, and sometime down the road you realize you probably don't need so many, right? And at least in theory, where you started off, what the hypothesis was, more people includes is equal to more work, and we get things moving faster. But at times actually ends up slowing you down massively because you create so many interdependencies amongst that. To sustain these teams, and I would say that there are two broad things again that have really, at least it's a difficult problem. There's no silver bullet to this, but two broad things which I think that people should be careful of, and specifically leaders, is that one, having clear ownership areas. And I mean this more for product teams, and then if product teams are organized around self-contained smaller units that are attacking a particular problem, having that in place is very key. Like I'll give you an example. One of my mentors and managers earlier, we were on this growth spree, and idea was, hey, I want 5 more product managers. That was my pitch to him. He actually made me write down, what do you think these product managers are going to do for the next 1 year? Like, what is their area, what is the metric they're going to target, and give me examples of some projects that you think they're really going to do. And when I put my mind to it, I realized that 6 months down the line, I'll probably not have work for more than half of them, because I've not thought this through enough. I think in the short term, I'm looking at, hey, just getting these few tasks and projects done, but in the long run, will this be sustainable? So having clear ownership areas with clear KPIs on how to measure if you've really succeeded in solving that ownership area, if that is there for a product manager, and then this cohesive unit, I think really works well in keeping the motivation up and sustaining a high performing team. The second is a very broad term, I think, culture. In most of hypergrowth environments and teams with scale large, it's very difficult to maintain a particular kind of culture within an organization. And, almost siloed cultures start to evolve within different groups, functions, teams. It's very important to keep a good pulse on what's going on. And a lot of times this gets blindsided because of all the other things and their day jobs that come in. And by culture, I mean, how does the culture within this product organization, and by product organization I mean product, technology, design, research, maybe even analytics, the self-contained team that is responsible for delivering solutions at different levels, what's the product culture there like? Are all of these functions almost operating in silos themselves, or they look at themselves as a contained unit? Is there enough discussions, collaboration? Are people meeting often to ideate? Are people sharing enough feedback? Or everything is going in a very sequential manner? Like that's something that you want to keep together, because that's how most high performing teams and product are built. And I think the second is how this entire product team is looked at from the outside, which means from the other functions. Is this looked at as a value adding team, or is it looked at more like a cost center? Is that how well is that established? And this is a lot to do with not just engagements right at the bottommost level of a product manager interacting with, let's say, an operations manager, but also how senior leaders evangelize within their forums, how they evangelize around what product is supposed to do, how they can push back on incoming requests a lot, how they almost have the seat at the table of decision making at the highest level. So I think these two things, if they are core ingredients that are thought in terms of culture and in terms of clear ownership areas, I think work well in sustaining high performing product teams.
Praful is also a contributor on the FWD app, sharing his experience, his insights with several product managers. Go ahead and download the app and upskill yourself. See you soon.